As humans, we come to know and learn about the world around us through our senses. One important way is through smell. Nothing beats the smell of freshly baked bread, bacon in a frying pan, or that new car scent. The sense of smell is one of the strongest of all human senses. There are even some animals whose sense of smell is many times stronger than our own. Lately, researchers have been turning to one of nature's best detectors on the planet, the dog. A dog's sense of smell is thousands of times more refined than ours, meaning that they experience a totally different world than us. A dog can detect certain objects and substances at parts per trillion within 20 kilometers away and 40 feet underground. That's like smelling and tasting around a quarter teaspoon of sugar in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So how can dogs smell so much better than we humans can? And what makes their sense of smell so different? Well, first off, while humans primarily depend on their vision, dogs mainly use both sight and smell to assess their surroundings and to communicate. As for nose shape, dog noses are longer and more spacious than ours, so they can inhale more air with every sniff. They basically read with their nose. Research even indicates that dogs can likely pick up fear, anxiety, and even sadness from humans just by their sense of smell. Let's find out how a dog's nose actually works. When we exhale through our nose, we send the air out the way it came in, forcing out any incoming odors. But when dogs exhale, the air leaves through the slits in the sides of their noses, but the way that the exhaled air swirls out actually helps move new odors back into their noses. 5 times a second, dogs exhale, then inhale to deliver a nose full of aromas to decode by some 300 million receptor cells, compared to 6 million in our noses. This means that dogs are constantly smelling new smells every single second. No wonder they always want a slice of your pizza. The nose has 2 airways, one for breathing and the other for smelling. The nose is full of delicate little bones known as turbinates, which are covered with sensory cells called olfactory neurons that give scent information to the brain. Also, you've probably noticed that a dog's nose is wet. This is to better capture scent particles. As for innovations being inspired by dogs, many dogs are already being trained as trace detection devices to sniff out explosives, bombs, suspects, and illegal drugs at places like airports and seaports. And more, dogs are now being used experimentally to detect human diseases including cancer, diabetes, tuberculosis, and now malaria, just from smell alone. Applying the dog's bio-inspired design principle could even lead to a new generation of robots to seek specific odors. For example, an artificial nose could become the most powerful diagnostic tool in history. So the bottom line is, the dog's nose can definitely smell more than just the roses. Now, we not only love dogs for their adorable cuteness, but also for their unique ability to relate to the world and us as humans around them. Don't forget to subscribe to Pinwa's channel to see more Design Redefined videos.